Thank you for having us with Artline. Could you introduce yourself and walk us through your range?
Yeah, so me, I'm Axel. I'm taking care of the sales and the distributions at Artline. And this year we decided to only come with the new stuff. So no previous range. To start with, we have the Mercy. So the new ones, because basically a few years back we started with those ones, so that those are the mini shapes of our big Mercy that are quite well known, and they are the first recyclable holes. So the goal is to create something that can be once used, recycled, and recreate holes up to 10 times. What was interesting is to get something as good in quality and friction as PU. And so gold that are just there, that I invite you to go and visit after, really managed to find a very good combination and something very nice. So shapes are all good in cuts. And our goal was that to provide some very nice tools to the root setter to get unhappy clients in gyms because the holes are too bad. So you see we had like some little surprises here. There is like no texture only on the inside, where here it's the opposite, or here you will have texture only on the inside and more or less depending on the holes. And same for example with 1, 2, 3, 4, they all look the same, but actually the shape change every time. So the full range has 60 holes, same for this one, and so that they complete each other. Maybe one last point, we wanted to have shapes that can fit, basically that can be for adults, good crimps, very functional, at the same time for beginners, very big nice footholds, and for kids they work also as small hands. So basically you have a hole which is very versatile for the root setters. Next one, the sexiest one, the Tagliamento. So to start with the story, so Brice, who's the owner of the company, got the idea of those shapes based on the rocks from the river where he spent his summer holidays at his grandpa. So the name Tagliamento is the river from where the rocks were coming from. And the goal was that instead of going bigger and bigger holes every time, come back to more functional holes and that are sexy. So we wanted to have like the pockets, the slopers, they are all relatively good to make beginner to intermediate boulders or climbs. Little tricks that we are doing now is that the foam will be worked differently here and here. So you can see that here is more smooth and here is grippier. And one of the specificity of Artline is that Brice, the owner, is not shaping everything himself. He's always doing it together with famous either root setters or shaper. So in that case, it was Simon Favreau. And so Simon Favreau get the guidelines from Brice, and then Brice just add his final touch. Then we can jump to the volumes. Same here, we didn't want to go too big, and we wanted to provide root setters with volume that they can manipulate quite easily and that they can stack onto one another. So basically, they get bigger and bigger, but they're not too prominent, so that you can use them as much for lead as for bouldering. And they fit in between the quick draws. You don't get issues with the rope also. And you can really modify the inclination of the wall. And so the Tagliamento were more like the holes, like good holes. Those ones are really bad holes. Very technical and really for comb style boulders. So very slopey. Here, for example, if you hold here or here, it's totally different. And you really have to be precise with your climbing. Basically, we want to bring the precision of outdoor climbing on small holes back to more like modern style. And that's what we did also with the smaller ones. So same here. Now, when we can, we produce everything with gold, so that it's also recyclable and with recycled material. And same here. You have to be very precise because, example, the good edge is only here. Here you have no texture. Same here. Half of the wall has no texture and is round. So you really have to either to know by heart the climbing holes, or to arrive like super precisely. And same with the feet. All of them will have little tweaks so that clients will think that the problem comes from the root setters, but actually the brains are guilty. And so if we switch to the other side, same, we are getting bigger, but not too prominent. And the big thing is the connector in between. So we are trying to make volumes now that can be connected together to really like be in line with the wall. And so same with those two. We also provide a connector to really have one line of volumes. And with shapes that are a bit changing from what we see.
So where is everything produced?
It depends. So all the recycled things from France, we are trying to get back the production there. We have a lot of things with Compositex. And then the Tagliamento there are from China, especially because we want to get stronger on the Asian market. And so if we want to reduce the lead time and the transport, etc., we are producing there.
And what sort of lead times with ordering to delivery could people expect?
Usually, for me, what I like to tell to my clients is like take into account at least 3 months. We are out of the trade show now, of those 2 days of discussing with distributor, etc. Basically, one of the key issue is address is stock. So for us, for 2026, we're going to try to make very big effort on having more stock to be faster. But for the French market, at least with our customer, I'm doing a lot of pedagogy of telling them like anticipate as much as you can so that you have choice with colors, with texture, with everything.
Oh, amazing.